Gerry Adams is the most consequential Irish rebel leader since Michael Collins. In his time, he's been interned, tortured, shot, and now even in his dotage, he has still managed to survive against the odds. Not one surviving member of the British Parachute Regiment involved in Bloody Sunday has faced legal proceedings. From this, you can draw your own conclusions. Without Adams, there would have been Good Friday Agreement in 1998. A united Ireland is now on the horizon. History will record that Adams more than played his part when it comes. Controversial take that, isn't it? Well, I've been to the gym today, so I'm feeling confident. Confident enough to make some predictions and have a whinge about some genuinely stupid hot takes I've read in response to this. I will tell you this, though. He's not wrong about a united Ireland. Definitely not. I'm going to make some bold predictions now, and in a short while, I'll tell you why I'm making them. Ireland will be united in the next 30 years. Scotland will be independent, probably even sooner than that. And here's the best bit. Lots of very, very stupid people think that's going to solve all the problems and everything's going to be rosy. Well, I'll make a prediction now, shall I? When Ireland gets united, predominantly because all the old guard have died, and they've been importing hundreds of thousands, probably millions, if you tie in all the illegals as well, of hairy-arsed, angry foreign men with no skills, low anger management, and big floppy cocks. Trust me when I tell you, they're going to be begging for the Scousers and the Geordies to come back. Right, before I get started, I'm going to take the piss out of Gavin McInnes for a bit, because he does my head in. I remember him appearing on No Chances channel and being a knobhead. He's always thought he's much funnier than he actually is, that bloke. And now, bizarrely, he seems to love talking like he's, I don't know, from a sink estate in Glasgow when he's insufferably middle class, was born in England and then raised in Canada. Like so many of the irritating as pig ignorant plastic Americans and Canadians, he really hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. The best thing about his tweets, though, is the people responding to them. Check this out, for example. Who are the aristocrats who grew up with candy cereal? I'm 55 and I've never met anyone who had anything but Cheerios. This follows on from his last post about how when he went to an Italian kid's house, they'd have loads of food even though they had the same money, because Italian parents love the children more than Scottish and Irish parents. To which one of his followers responded, the Scots and especially the Irish never had it easy in America, nor back home, mainly because of the Brits. This is what we're dealing with. If white people can't be bothered to read basic history, what chance do the immigrants have? This is the point I'm going to make. The people they're importing to Ireland and Scotland en masse get aggressively indoctrinated by the people that are importing them, which allows me to make the bold prediction about unification and independence, respectively. I've seen people on social media, Africans, who are the most chippy Scottish nationalists you will ever meet, because they're buying into that same communist line that's been spouted for decades, whereby these people genuinely think every problem in their lives is somehow caused by Cromwell and William III. It's absolutely mental, and it's pig ignorant. Oh yeah, and if you are American and you don't know, Mr. Anon here seems to be labouring under the delusion that Brits, existed before the union of England and Scotland under a Scottish king. Think of that. It's the Brits' fault the Scots were poor in America. They never had it easy. Victimhood is apparently so alluring that you get upper middle class millionaire Americans crying poverty despite the fact they grew up in very affluent middle class houses in the colonies, crying about how poor they were because they didn't have cartoon characters on the cereal boxes. And some numbnuts that's following him telling everyone that, the Scots never had it easy. No. It's all because of a people that didn't exist until the Scots and the English formed the Act of Union under James I, who was a Scottish king. I mean, I don't know where to start with it. But back to the original point. John Wright is definitely going to get his wish. The migrants entering Ireland and Northern Ireland in vast numbers have the same political opinions as Julius Malema And if you don't remember him, allow me to remind you.
Shoot to kill, Yamasa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa.
Yeah, you remember that guy, don't you? Social media is replete with African and Arab and snack bar recent imports to Ireland and Scotland who think that any problems that assail them at home or in their new home are all caused by, I don't know, some form of ancient English enemy that robbed them of everything they've ever held dear. And it's a juvenile, one-sided opinion that, well, as you've probably seen, many Indians hold that. The ones who have a more nuanced, I mean, there's ones of both sides. There's those that believe that it was an untrammeled good, the British Empire, and they're misinformed too, right? They've probably only read Dalrymple or something. And then there's those that have a nuanced take, which is it brought many good things and it brought many bad things, but on the face of it, it was probably a good thing. You've all seen the movie The Last Samurai. I mean, it was the same all over the place. Many of those that were dragged into the industrial era did so against their will. They wanted to stay agrarian society, the samurai, they wanted to live the ancient lifestyle. There's pros and cons to colonisation. No one's denying that. 21st century redcoats like me, however, simply think that the pros far outweighed the cons, and an endless supply of good quality chilled beer, water slides and titty bars were more than worth the cost. Okay, I like modernity, or I did before about 2010. So there's my thesis, there's my post. Ireland will be united due to mass immigration. Scotland will be independent due to mass immigration. Morons will think this will fix the problems, and it definitely won't. The problems that mass immigration are going to cause will make English oppression look like a picnic. When Sunni versus Shia and diddler gangs are brought en masse to the streets of Dublin, well, it's going to make Limerick, formerly known as Stab City, it's going to make that look like some sort of fictional utopia. And as for Scotland, I mean, look at this plank here. Once independent, we'll look after ourselves. The SNP are out Marxists. Same goes for Sinn Féin. Same goes for Plaid Cymru. As I've told anyone who'll listen, nobody in the north wanted to be ruled over by southern softies like Jacob Rees-Mogg. But anybody who's ever read a history book knows that someone like Mr. Mogg is infinitely preferable to a communist. I mean, because this is what you get. You've got to decide what you want, lads. You've got to decide what you got. If you're a chippy frisp or an angry sheepshagger or a vehement Irish Republican, you've got to ask yourself the same simple question that angry Northerners ask themselves as well. How bad is it getting ruled over by southern softies when the alternative looks so much worse? I don't like wankers from the home counties having say over my life, but I like it a lot more than out commies, snack barophiles, and kiddie fiddlers running the show. Trust me, the Irish and the Scottish definitely, in the relatively short term, are going to get the wish. And I want this on video as a historical record. So when both of those countries are in the grip of some sort of third world civil war and the middle of Dublin looks like the market bazaar in Black Hawk Down after the Americans have just strafed the shit out of it, I can be proven right in retrospect. Okay? If you're an angry bog-brained pirate supporter and you disagree, please put your comments down below. If you're a shit-for-brain Scottish communist and you think Scotland looks better now after 10 years of commies ruling the place and importing your replacements than it looked in 1993, let me know in the comments. I want to read your insane delusions. All right? That's me for the day. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all on Monday, all right? Have a good weekend. Toodle pip. Cheers.